How's it going, guys? It's your boy Nicky D here, and welcome back to the channel. So, Elements Justice is back a lot sooner than I expected. I am very happy for that. Yeah, so the last episode, good episode overall, but like as I mentioned, it seems like a lot of people have their gripes with this too, is that we kind of just jumped right into Rainbow Dash's case, and it's just like, okay, I think we're missing something here, and I'm hoping that we get some clarity on that soon. Unrelated, do you guys remember last episode I reacted to? I mentioned that I may be slurring because I had a sore in my mouth, and I said it's not a cyst. Turns out it was a cyst. Funny enough, and I got it taken out about a week ago. And I have stitches in my mouth. They have yet to dissolve or fall out yet. I guess it's just taking some time. I think they're like very close to like dissolving or falling out now. So I just been careful with how I eat. Sometimes if I bite something, it's like the stitch will just pull on the lip. It's a fun time. Great. So, guys, if you are able to avoid getting a cyst, like take every step necessary to avoid getting them. They're not fun to get out. That's my second time in my life I've ever had to get a cyst removed from my lip. One time in high school, I had one on this side of my lip. The thing was the size of a marble. They had to knock me out for that one. This one, they just numbed my lip like crazy too and got it out. But anyway, I'm not going to dilly-dally too much more. We're just gonna jump right into this thing, okay? Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, got more Thin Mints with me this time, and I'm drinking some water because last time I had this, it was like beer and Thin Mints. Not a great combination. Disgusting. All right, so anyway, enough dilly-dallying. Let's just get right into this. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Previously on Elements of Justice.
I get it. I'm the last pony you want to talk to right now. But I can't help unless you open up
He's
to
away
me.
from the microphone.
Pinkie Pie. She was there. She saw what happened.
Did you know the victim?
Her name's Streamline. She's a Wonderbolt reservist, just like me. They think I poisoned her.
Sonata's actually the one leading your case, not me. I'll be your co-counsel.
We're gonna prove that Rarity's innocent and save the day.
We want to help Rarity, and we were hoping you could help us do that.
Before he came to Barnaway, Mr. Concept worked at a place called Charismatics Mare Attic. The lead detective is there right now.
I wonder what that detective will say when we turn up.
That's what I
can't
think it
let
is.
myself get distracted by other stuff, like these Pantomimia sisters. Get ready, Equestria. Here comes justice.
That looked like the, I guess that was the case, overall concepts case. Oh boy, here we are.
Charismatics Mare Attic. What a name! What kind of place is it?
Given how playwright spoke, it can't be great.
All right, no time to lose. Let's head in, start busting heads, and
Wait!
Huh? What's wrong, Apollo?
Oh, you know, I just want to check before we go in case it's dangerous or something.
Dangerous?
The girl is called
Apollo,
Dangerous.
that's sweet and all, but you don't need to be such a worrywart. This city might be strange, but compared to Ponyville,
Just here. Just look through the window with me, okay?
all right, Apollo.
I love that post. It's so
no,
cute.
I don't see what the big deal is.
Now, tell me, does that look like Ponyville?
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Sweetie Belle, Spike, it's decided. You're staying outside.
Why? Because Apollo and I, as the adults, think it's for the best. Come on now, no fussing.
What about me, though? What am I doing?
Babysitting.
You're staying outside too.
Called it.
Oh, come on!
Trucy, if Mr. Wright finds out I let you see what's in there, I'll be cleaning the toilet for the next decade.
But Polly, you need someone with you. I want you to go off investigating on your own again.
This is
Again?
different.
I guess that's a
Jersey.
reference to one of the games.
You see that, don't you?
Okay. But what about, you know...
You're babysitting.
Don't you fret, Trucy. I'll stay outside and keep my eye on them. That said, I also don't like the idea of you going in alone, Apollo. You ought to bring Trucy with you.
All right.
Don't want to risk missing anything important now, do you?
Ugh. I'd rather bring Applejack in. Call me biased.
Fine. But close your eyes.
But like
okay?
Phoenix would
At
like
least until I say you can open them.
Will do.
if I brought Phoenix Wright's kid into a place like this, assuming it is what I think it is, I think he'd do worse things to me. I wouldn't be cleaning a toilet. He'd be bashing my skull against one, like it's an episode of the friggin' Sopranos. God help us all.
They're
Oh God.
staring at us.
I think it is what I think
safe
it
to
is.
open my eyes now?
Nope.
I don't know.
That's not a no, Polly. I'm gonna open them.
I said wait until I say so.
See? No big deal. They're just standing there, not even menacingly. Why are
Menacingly.
you being so grumpy about it?
I can't help it. It doesn't feel right. Interacting with ponies, being stared at like I'm some exotic creature.
Well, you kind of are.
You don't mind rarity, though.
Well, that's different. For one, she's not eyeballing me. And two, she's not some random Joe Schmo I have nothing in common with. Like I said, she takes herself seriously. And she's passionate about her work. And,
Never mind that, Polly. Where should we go now?
I think I see some stairs at the back. The rooms are probably up that way. Let's check there.
Please! Oh, please, please, please!
Blue
I
blood.
beg you to reconsider!
The decision was final.
Dude, blue blood is down bad, bro. This episode's off to a great start. I love it.
No matter how much you beg.
Oh, boy. I recognize that whiny voice.
Do you want me to grovel? Because I'll do it! I'll do anything, just please, please!
Bro.
Prince Blue Blood, for goodness sake, have some dignity. What would Princess Celestia think if she saw you?
I just want to retain my position.
I have already explained why that's no longer feasible. Your behavior was a complete farce. You embarrassed both yourself and your colleagues, then continued to act foolishly after the fact.
Wonder what he's
It's
in.
clear your competency as a prosecutor is in dire need of evaluation. Hence your removal from the case, and subsequent hearing with the investigation committee in the coming days.
Oh wow. So he was originally going to be the
Please.
prosecutor.
Go home.
Fine!
Somehow, my opinion of that guy has actually gotten worse since the last time I saw him.
Yep.
You expected it to get better?
Excuse me, can I help you too?
Whoa.
Oh, maybe?
You're the humans that recently arrived in Equestria, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Apollo Justice, defense attorney.
And I'm Trucy Wright, magician extraordinaire.
Mr. Justice and Ms. Wright, you say? You wouldn't be related to a Mr. Phoenix Wright, would you?
Ow.
Yep, that's my daddy.
But that's it. Ow.
Why, that's absolutely splendid!
Alright, good.
Equestria owes your father a debt of gratitude. I am Fated Pursuit, one of the Equestrian High Council members. A pleasure to meet you.
High Council.
Wait, you're a member of the High Council?
I am indeed. These days, that is. My official title is that of the headmistress. Before, I was but a humble teacher, then a superintendent working in Her Majesty's education system. Oh, some days I do miss the classroom. The administrative work of being the headmistress leaves a lot to be desired.
Really? I'd hate to be stuck in a stuffy classroom day in and day out.
Well,
teaching is more than being stuck, Mr. Justice.
she has a point. I was in school to be a teacher, and there's more to school than just being stuck in a classroom. And there's so much that goes in and out of it. It's incredible that what teachers do. I have so much respect for teachers. Like, I've already respected teachers before going into that position, and when I did like my student teaching, my respect for them increased tenfold. Even though education didn't work out for me, like my respect for teachers was like already high, and it just went even higher. Shout out to all the teachers out there. Freaking love you guys.
Education isn't just sitting in a classroom all day. It's an experience.
She's got it. She's got it.
One that, if felt fully, can transform your life into something greater. That is what Princess Celestia, Her Royal Highness, believes, and what I have dedicated my entire life to. There's
Based
nothing more
character.
noble in
I like
my
her.
view than shaping young minds for the future. I could do that more effectively in a room filled with chalkboards and erasers than I can now.
She's definitely enthusiastic. But at least she's not spouting philosophical garbage like a certain other teacher. Though, how she speaks about her high council duties.
Not that there aren't aspects of my current duties that I do enjoy. For instance, being able to work more closely with Princess Celestia. It's an absolute privilege. She's helped lower the cost of education and substantially improve the overall quality.
Yo, Celestia is based.
Why, her own school for gifted unicorns is the premier example of what a school can do. The number of graduates has never been higher. The number of alumni making their mark on history continues to soar.
You make it sound like it's some perfect system.
Of course! It's the perfect representation of a perfect system.
Is it? You mean there aren't any, like, hiccups or incidents?
Incidents? Whatever do you mean?
You know, like bullying, fighting?
Mr. Justice, I can assure you that Princess Celestia would never allow such tomfoolery in either her school or any other. And I can most certainly tell you that in my time as headmistress, such incidents have never occurred.
Or they have occurred, but just been swept under the rug. Happens a lot in today's education system, unfortunately.
Of course.
I guess this explains why Prince Blueblood wanted to find you so badly. You being a member of the High Council and all.
As persistent as a roach, coming here of all places just to speak to me, knowing full well nothing would change. Though, that begs the question, what are you two doing here?
Trying to
It
get
actually has a little to do with what Prince Blueblood was talking about. We're investigating Miss Rarity's case. The one about Overall Concept's death.
I see. I am sorry for everything that has happened to her. Many young fillies look up to Miss Rarity. It's such a shame this happened to some pony so reputable.
It really is.
Mm-hmm. Rarity's my second
And it
favorite.
beggars belief. Murder? Once again? What is Equestria coming to?
I think I might have confused you. We're still dealing with the same victim for the Manhattan trial last week. There hasn't been another murder.
Ah, yes, quite so. Still a very troubling affair, wouldn't you say?
Another murder. Oh, wait, is she talking about Rainbow Dash's case? And, like, Apollo just doesn't know about it yet? Or did they talk about that in the last episode? I forget. Alright.
This woman is seriously on the High Council? She seems a little ditzy.
I'm
Actually,
not sure
Miss
ditzy is the
Pursuit,
right word.
if Prince Blueblood's not going to be the prosecutor, who is?
Chexy?
I do apologize. I don't know the answer to that, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little unfortunate.
You just got done lecturing the guy about all this. How do you not know who's going to replace him?
Unless she's the prosecutor.
Peddling that narrative about the perfect monarchy, Fated.
Here's the dude.
What the? Who's this guy?
Hello, Philo. As terrible with timing as ever. We've already wrapped up that avenue of conversation, and I can assure you no peddling was involved.
How excellent. That is quite courteous of you.
I take it you aren't busy, given that you're here.
Au contraire, my contrarian. I have been busy, actually, and I still am. Hence, why I am here.
I must say, I certainly never expected to see some pony like you in a place such as this.
Rest easy, Fated. I know how to separate business from pleasure.
Well, if you're busy, I won't keep you. Unless Pester Fated Pursuit is on the agenda today.
I apologize. My earlier remark wasn't meant to slander the monarchy. I simply mean to remind you not to treat it as though it is infallible. Regardless of what you
an
think,
actual
even a
democratic
soul
republic.
as bright as Celestia's can cast a shadow if you look hard enough.
History proves the monarchy's capability, Philo. Do you have so little faith in them that...
I know what history has shown, and I agree. Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown, but the throne is certainly born that weight. Even so, it's important to remember that perfection does not exist, and believing that those in power have it is naive.
I like that. That's cool.
Sorry,
I like him.
but we were mid-conversation. Do you mind if we finish here before you start arguing with Miss Pursuit?
Oh, my apologies. I get so ahead of myself sometimes. You wouldn't believe it.
I think I would, actually.
That makes me wonder, though. Miss Pursuit? Why do you call it a monarchy if there's more than one ruling princess? I mean, there's Princess Luna, right?
And Cadence.
I
In
don't
Twilight.
mean to offend, I assure you. Equestria is just so used to a single ruling princess, we still refer to our government as a monarchy. Princess Luna's return wasn't that long ago, you see. We respect her as much as Princess Celestia, make no mistake. Now then, Philo, you're not too busy, are you?
I'm making fairly good time, all things considered.
Good. And you won't mind if I leave my duties here to you? I have other matters to attend to.
By all means. When the fit is on me...
Splendid! Then I'll leave it to you. Mr. Justice,
Just cuts
Ms.
my boy
Wright,
off.
I bid you farewell.
Ah! Wait! There's one more thing I wanted to...
She's gone.
Damn it!
What's up? What did you want to say to her?
I remembered that if I want to be in court with you, I need one of those equestrian attorney badges. And Miss Pursuit is a member of the High Council. She could have gotten me one.
Ah. We still got time, though. Don't worry about it. I'm sure we'll get an opportunity to ask her later. But right now, we should focus on what we came here for.
And what did you come here for?
Back up, buddy.
Do you mind? Anyway, if you must know...
Wait, let me infer it myself. You two are here investigating Miss Rarity's case, no doubt.
He's sharp.
Oh, yeah! How'd you guess that?
Or maybe he just listened in.
I never guess, my dear.
He was probably listening to our conversation earlier, Trucy.
Got it.
That's all.
Oh? Do you doubt my powers of deduction? Perhaps a demonstration is in order.
Oh boy.
A great detective's
Where's the
great
spotlight come from?
deduction, abridged for the both of you. A high-profile case occurring in the beloved city of Manhattan.
Sure.
A human attorney, Phoenix Wright, standing at the bench to said case's precursor.
Uh-huh!
And what have we here? An equestrian attorney badge sitting snugly on your lapel.
I feel like I'm watching an episode of
Correct.
Sherlock right now.
Sadly, yes.
Then would it not make perfect sense for the young man with the equestrian badge to be following up on last week's trial? Especially with how loath our defense attorneys are to consider taking on such a case.
I guess. Still sounds like a leap to me.
Well, I also heard Miss Wright introduce herself as Phoenix Wright's daughter. An obvious connection right from the get-go.
You were listening then.
A little, I admit. But such are the powers of the greatest detective in all of Equestria. Philo Reed, at your service and pleasure.
Oh, that's so cool! I feel like I'm talking to a real swashbuckling hero!
That's a pirate, Trucy.
Yeah.
And besides, I bet it's a self-proclaimed title.
I also happen to be the lead detective on the same case. I assume you have many questions, so by all means, ask away.
He's a
What?
detective?
You just admit that openly?
But of course, what reason would I have to hide it?
Fine. Then let me ask you this, great detective. What exactly led to Miss Rarity's arrest? We were told that some new evidence had been found. Is that true?
Ah, yes. That decisive evidence. It was a very incriminating letter. One that
Really?
naturally proved Miss Rarity's involvement and subsequent guilt.
Can you show us the letter?
Well, I don't have it on me, of course. It's still undergoing a thorough examination.
Of course
me.
it is.
Ah, cheer up, my handsome fellow. I am sure there are other ways I could help. For instance, I could show you the victim's room. I happen to have been heading there myself before our brief sojourn with Miss
Sojourn?
Pursuit. I imagine
I
you
like
would
that
be
word.
very interested.
Oh, yes, absolutely! What another amazing deduction!
As if you could expect anything less. Ah,
Trucy, there's something on your nose. Well, all right. Since you're offering, I mean.
I've never heard of
it
that
would
phrase.
be my
There's something on my
pleasure.
nose.
Do try to keep up, though. I walk at a rather brisk pace.
Every day's leg day when you're a horse.
Whoa, hey, wait up!
Keep it
You're
simple.
telling me Overall lived here?
Worked here is perhaps a more apt way of describing it. One would not want to live in their own workplace, would they?
I don't know. I like the fact that I can sleep in the same place we work.
Oh no.
Well, technically, you don't work at the office.
If you work at a
So it'd be
hotel,
more
like what I
likely
used
if you
to do.
slept at the Wonder Bar.
You know what I mean. And if we're gonna be like that, you don't work at the office either. So you'd be sleeping in court.
Not a likely scenario.
God,
given
imagine
the
taking a
stress
nap
I
on the
always
judge's
endure there,
bench.
But point taken.
Does the state of this room trouble you?
I don't know. I guess I wasn't expecting it to be so bare. There's less here than in a 4-guy dorm. Okay, let's see if we can find anything.
Like?
Well, evidence. Anything that seems important, you know?
Ah, you remind me of when I was a young, up-and-coming investigator, Mr. Justice. I prefer the pantsing method of investigation myself.
You're not even wearing pants, though. Hey, wait. This photograph on top of the nightstand. Who are these two ponies?
Oh, they're sisters.
Ah, yes, that's right. You wouldn't know them since you haven't been in Equestria all that long. That is the esteemed fashion designer, Estella Pantomimia, and her sister, Espy.
Estella. You must mean Stella, then.
The very same. You know of her.
Sort of. Playwright mentioned her and her sister before we came here. They disappeared one day, and overall...
He was distraught, as one would expect from some pony losing two close friends.
Yeah. Wait a minute. How do you know they were close?
A framed photograph of two ponies in some pony's room. One that faces, and in some fashion watches, the bed. I wager you would not wish a stranger's visage to stand vigil over your bedside. No, these two were ponies who were quite close to Miss...
Well, just because you have a framed photograph by your bedside doesn't mean that you're close with this individual. Like people, like there are some people who would have pictures of celebrities by their bedside. That doesn't mean they're close. Like if I had a picture of like I don't know, if I had a picture of I don't know Mariah Carey by my bedside, that doesn't mean I know Mariah Carey. That just means I'm a simp. And no, don't simp for Mariah Carey. Rihanna's my baby girl, and lately I've kind of been developing a crush on her. You know, the guitarist. God, she's so freaking cool. Oh my god.
Concept.
Wow! Another amazing deduction!
'Twas elementary, my dear. But thank you for the compliment.
Oh, the Sherlock
That's
reference.
the second time these sisters have come up. I guess that makes sense, given their closeness or overall.
I mean, it is established that they
I'm
are
still
friends,
not
though.
seeing why this is important. It could be nothing, just a false lead. If it even is a lead. Still, we can't afford to be picky. Might as well make a note of it anyway.
Yeah. Take whatever you can get.
Hey, Trucy, have you found anything else?
Nothing yet, I don't think. Oh, wait! I have an idea!
What are you doing? There's nothing on the bed.
Here's a pillow! People always hide things in them.
Like a gun.
I think you've been reading one too many comic books.
Like you're one to talk,
she a comic
mister.
nerd?
I need to keep up to date with my Romance Dawn manga.
Oh.
Hey, that's important. It's the final saga.
Actually, Mr. Justice, a pillow makes a convenient storage spot if a pony truly desires it. It may not be the
Watch
most
how
secure,
pillow,
but,
like the pillow
as
actually
they
has a gun
say,
inside it.
those
That'd be
who
funny.
would trade their freedom to stash things away for any measure of security deserve neither.
No one says that.
Aha! And you thought I wouldn't find anything, huh, Polly?
Yeah. I'll leave my words later. What is it?
It's,
Test tube?
it looks like a weird glass vial? Kind of reminds me of Christmas tree lights. If they were a little bigger.
May I see that, Miss Wright? Quite odd. It wouldn't hold anything more than an inch or two in size, I'd wager, and it appears to be quite empty.
Empty?
An adjective denoting the complete lack of content.
I know what empty means.
I know what it means.
Which perfectly describes this vial. It may never have been used in all likelihood.
A vial that's never been used. Not the weirdest thing to find, but definitely not the most helpful.
Yeah. Still making note of it, though.
Drawers all empty.
And no other chests or compartments to speak of. I'd consider Mr. Concept quite the frugal fellow.
Great. That's exactly what we needed. A bare room with zero clues.
Well, I mean, we have that vial and that photo.
The vial, yeah, maybe. But honestly, I don't get that photo. Why would it be found here and not, I don't know, at Bridalway? It really doesn't seem all that relevant to our case. Neither does the room, for that matter. There's nothing here.
He looks a little irked.
Can you speak for the dead, Mr. Justice? Can you voice their reasons for what they did in life? For what they left behind? Who they left behind?
Huh?
None of us can. Not really. Not fully. The living know the deceased only by the mementos left in their wake. Don't dismiss what skeletons emerge from their cobweb closets as mere happenstance or cheap sentiment, for to do so, you dismiss both the living and the dead.
Damn, Shakespeare.
As for the photograph itself, surely you can understand wanting to keep something like this close by.
Yeah.
How it may mean more than simply wanting to remember those we have lost.
I still need to play the Apollo Justice games.
I do. Yeah. Completely.
You okay?
Yeah. You know me. I'm always fine.
At any rate, there are a few reasonable assumptions about why this room is so bare. Consider the nature of Overall's previous employment. He used to work here, yes?
That's what Playwright said. Then Overall went to work at Bridalway.
Perhaps then, Charismatic's Mayor Attic simply cleaned the room up following his departure.
I guess that would explain it. But it's still frustrating. What was the point of coming here if we couldn't find anything useful? Well, I guess we better leave then. No sense in wasting more time.
Coco?
Mr. Justice?
Coco? Jeez. Don't sneak up on me like that.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to really.
Coco.
It's okay. You just caught me off guard is all.
I'm actually gonna cry a little bit. Oh my
doing
gosh.
here,
Why am I tearing
Coco?
up at the sight of Coco?
Actually, how are you here? This place is a bit out of the way.
Well, Playwright told me that you and Mr. Mr. Reed We're investigating Ovi's. I mean, Overall's room. So he gave me the address to.
Oh, I take it you wanted to see another live performance of my great deductions.
Huh? No. I wanted to ask if you'd managed to find anything to help Rarity.
That would have been my second guess.
Somehow, I doubt that.
So, did you? Please tell me you have.
We found a few items of note for sure. Including, incidentally, this. Do you happen to recognize these two ponies?
Yes. That would be Stella Pantomimia, right?
Yeah, her and her sister, Espy. Did you know them?
Not personally. I just knew that Estella was the costume designer at Bridalway before. Well, before I was. Wait, why are you asking me that?
Well, it seems Mr. Concept was friends with the sisters.
What? Oh, really? I never knew that.
Huh? Didn't he mention that to you?
No! I know I would have remembered if he had. They never came up in conversation.
That's
She's a little
strange.
She seems a little upset about it.
Why wouldn't he want to tell her about his friends? Could that have something to do with their disappearance?
I wonder. This is a bold assumption, but I wonder if he was seeing one of the sisters, or maybe even both of the sisters, and he just never told Coco while he was seeing her. I pray I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But the way things are kind of like building up might be the case.
But anyway, we've only just started. We'll keep investigating and building up Rarity's defense. You have my word.
Right. Of course. Thank you, Apollo. And you too.
Just call me Trucy.
Right. Thank you, Trucy.
I love Coco.
You're both trying your hardest to help Rarity. I wish I could offer you more than just my support.
Don't beat yourself up about it, Coco. It's enough that you believe in us.
I concur. Faith may be
Probably
a
one of my
fragile
favorite side
thing,
characters.
but having it in any supply is a remarkable boon.
If you find anything else, either about Rarity's case or even about Ovi, could you let me know? I'll be at my apartment.
We'll keep you in the loop, Coco. Don't you worry.
What's the rent?
Thank you.
Hey Coco, what's the rent
I'll
of
get
your
out of
apartment?
your
I'm
way
trying to move
then.
out.
Good luck.
And do you take USD?
And I thought I was the actor extraordinaire.
Oh?
What's that supposed to mean?
Remarkable, really, that turn. At first, declaring your situation to be one of unsatisfactory despair, and then, when Miss Pamela arrives, offering her a glimmer of, dare I say, hope. Hope, in spite of you saying nothing seems relevant to your case. Why is that?
Yeah, Polly. What gives?
Look, it's like you said, Philo. Faith is a fragile thing. Coco's placing enormous faith in us. And for that matter, so is Rarity. It doesn't make sense to break that faith. It'd be cruel. It'd shatter the bond a lawyer has with his client. And I already promised I wouldn't do that. Not if I can help it.
Yet, what you said earlier, you do not mean to still dismiss Overall's past, do you?
Well, I mean...
Polly, I do think we should look more into those sisters' disappearance.
And why's that?
Well, it might help us get a better idea who Overall is. Or was, I mean. Maybe that can help us save Rarity.
That's a good point. It'd at least give us a sense of direction. Maybe even something we can use in the trial.
Then, Miss Wright, Mr. Justice, I may be able to assist you.
Oh, yes. Like how you assisted with Rarity's arrest?
It just so happens I could meet with some pony who could get you that.
I just realized something with him. Like, he's holding his pen. Like, you know how some people, like, if they're holding, like, have a pen or a pencil, like, they'll have it, like, behind their ear, like that. His ear is, like, wrapping around the pen. That's odd. Not sure if that's, like, a animation error, or if that's just something that they're intentionally doing. I'm going to just err on the side of that's probably intentional.
The pantomime
must have strong ear muscles.
And I could most assuredly bring up the matter of your co-counsel status with them, Miss Wright. Though, do not expect anything. These circumstances are irregular, and my contact has a preference for rituals.
That's okay, Philo. It'd be great if you tried.
And just who would this some pony be?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a stallion for his assets before a first date?
Bro.
Yeah. Show some gratitude, Polly. Sheesh.
Yeah, Polly, what the hell?
Why am I the bad guy here?
Then so it shall be. I'll head for my contact right away. Good luck, you two.
Isn't he such a breath of fresh air, Polly?
That's one way to put it.
No. He's the kind of guy that makes you feel bad for trees.
Okay, so I guess we're heading to the Rainbow Dash case. Actually, gonna leave this here.
Wow, I can't believe how big this place is. Everything just sits in the sky?
Yes, Mr. Wright. And everything will continue to stay like that until further notice.
Till
And they use
Celestia
this
says,
place
down
to
with their
train
wings.
performers?
Yes, Mr. Wright. Among other things.
Sorry, every time I think I'm adjusting to this world, another thing throws me for a loop.
Levitation, teleportation, and even clones. Does cloud walking really surprise you?
Well, yeah, it's not like we have that kind of thing back home.
Not that you have any of
Goodness,
those other
Twilight
things.
performed that cloud walking spell earlier. Just don't look down.
I'm more
down,
worried about the time
look
limit
down.
we're on. Rainbow could have been a bit more forthcoming.
Yeah, I've never seen her that closed off before.
If Athena had been there, she probably could have helped settle those emotions.
Yeah.
Or even convinced Rainbow to talk sooner. What's she doing again?
She's taking care of the others first, alongside Twilight. Sugar Stamp, Private Eye, Fair Devotion all need their help. Especially Fair, since her therapy session ended prematurely, without any closure.
I don't blame Athena for wanting to help. I certainly could have used someone like her during my trial.
Hey, this cloud walking spell, it isn't gonna run out anytime soon, right?
If you fall, one of the Pegasi here will catch you. And I guess I could try too.
That's not what I meant!
It's almost like he never left. Still looking at everything like a cult out of school. I have to admit, it's nice to be working alongside him instead of against him. It's refreshing. At any rate, I would worry more about who we're meeting next. She doesn't care much for ponies who scare easily.
Oh, so you've met before?
Not quite. I only know her by reputation. And trust me, the captain of the Wonderbolts
You're gonna
definitely
see
has earned
Spitfire,
hers.
babe?
I thought I heard some newbies stomping around.
You seen Spitfire, baby?
What's
Let's
the matter?
go.
You lost?
Captain Spitfire, I presume?
I met the voice actress who plays Spitfire in the show back at Shadowfest of 2022, and I learned. Oh wait, no, it's never mind. I already mentioned this in a different episode, and actually it wasn't Spitfire's voice actor. I'm thinking Gilda.
The one and only.
Let's go.
You're a lawyer, I take it?
Yes. My name is Sonata. I'm the defense attorney representing Rainbow Dash. This is my co-counsel, Phoenix Wright.
I see. Can I help you two with anything today?
I guess she doesn't
Straight
take...
to business then, huh?
Oh,
Guess
yeah,
I shouldn't be too surprised. Are you aware of what happened?
I would be a poor leader if I wasn't. Attempted poisoning of a fellow reservist. There'd be no way I'd miss that. I can't tell you how disappointed I was to find out it was one of our top bolts.
Well, our client hasn't...
Let me be clear. I find
wanna
this
be clear.
behavior absolutely inexcusable. We take every care to instill in our members the virtues of hard work, diligence,
Right, but
and loyalty. We provided those tools to Rainbow Dash freely, hoping she'd use them well. Nothing hurts more than knowing those tools were abandoned that day.
Oh wow.
wasn't much of an answer.
She's already assuming that Dash is guilty. Wow, dude, no faith. No faith. Holy crap, Spitfire.
How have the other team members taken it? The incident, I mean.
The team is managing, though I know many of us are hurting inside. Everything we do here relies on trust. When one of our members breaks that trust, things can fall apart.
Things can fall apart? Something tells me they already are. I assume you've been receiving public backlash as well?
I'm not sure what you're implying.
It's just that Ms. Dash is a rising star in the Wonderbolts, isn't she? I'd imagine that her being arrested would lead to questions.
Ponies like it when others fall from pedestals. Regardless, Rainbow Dash should have known that her actions reflect on all of us. She's hurt the Wonderbolts like no pony else before.
Huh? You mean other Wonderbolts have hurt the team in the past?
There's some history to that look. Something bitter simmering underneath.
My recruits have all the support they need, both from their instructors and their teammates.
And yet...
The resources for conflict resolution are always there. It's up to the ponies to utilize them.
She's been practicing. It's a little rough around the edges, but I know a PR spiel when I see one.
Yeah, I was about to
Definitely
say.
doesn't seem like she's comfortable with either that or the prospect of Rainbow being the culprit. Maybe I can use that to get some actual answers. Or at least get to hear what Spitfire really thinks. You're not saying that this is a cut and dry incident, are you? I would imagine poisoning is rather unheard of.
This incident was out of the ordinary, yeah. But that doesn't matter. What's done is done. Now if you excuse me, I have a mess to clean up. Leave my office, please.
Do you really intend to let one of your own rot away in the detention center? Is that really what I should expect from the captain of the Wonderbolts? Or has your role as the heartless drill instructor gone to your head?
Sonata, maybe we
Pushing
should...
some buttons.
I'm looking over the incident as best I can, Miss Sonata. From where I can.
Yes, overlooking things. All while one of your Wonderbolts has their wings clipped. I think you know, as well as I do, that Rainbow Dash would never do this. We can prove that, but that means we can't leave. Please, Captain Spitfire, we don't have much time. The trial starts this afternoon. Come on, please. Just a chance. Ugh. Feel like she's patting me down with just her eyes. What is she looking for?
Oh?
You remind me a bit of her, actually.
Sorry. Of
Rainbow Dash?
who?
Rainbow Dash. She wouldn't turn her back on a problem.
I'm not sure she'd like that comparison.
Fine. You don't have to leave. You can even keep stomping around the academy. On one condition, though.
Name it.
You stick with me. You don't wander off or talk to any pony without my permission. If you can follow those orders, then you're free to continue investigating. Deal?
Deal.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to
Thank
get
you,
a better deal than
We
that.
really do appreciate this.
That said, I expect you both to keep an even pace. If what you say is true, that we don't have much time, then we better hurry. Follow me. And finally, here we'll find the Wonderbolt Academy Reservist Barracks.
Any reason why this place is so big?
You out of breath already?
I just didn't expect to be running, is all.
I told you to get your rears in gear. You want to waste time walking from place to place?
I guess not.
Catch your breath later, Phoenix. We need to get started. Ms. Spitfire.
I'm all sweaty. My
Were
suit's
Rainbow
ruined.
Dash and Streamline assigned to the same building?
Well, they're in the same flight team. So yeah, they're in the same room, too.
I see.
So which first? You've got the barracks inside, as well as the reservist locker room.
The locker room sounds promising. Let's head there.
Here you go. I doubt you'll find anything, though. As you can see, we run a pretty tight ship.
I'll say, this place is cleaner than my office has ever been. Is that some sort of storage room? Over there, to the left.
To the left,
Yeah,
to the left.
it's unlocked, so you can have a look around if you want.
Well, it's not as if I came here to investigate the bathroom.
Great.
I don't
In
know.
that
What if I need
case,
to figure out how
let's
this
get
toilet
started.
works?
Indeed.
First time we're investigating together, huh?
That's right, yes. Any investigative methods that I can expect you to employ?
Well, I used to just rummage around whatever was in front of me. But lately, I've taken on a more advanced approach. Looking at things from all angles, that sort of thing.
That's a very three-dimensional way of tackling an investigation. As for myself, I find it best to keep things of note etched in the forefront of my mind. Deciphering how things link up, how the pieces of the puzzle fit together, that's the key to investigating. Hopefully there's something in the storage room that can demonstrate that. Shall we?
This place is spotless, like everywhere else. Really?
A clean room makes for a disciplined cadet, I suppose.
Huh. Now that I look at it, there is one thing that's not like the rest. Look, that locker's just been left open.
Okay.
Who's that? Which one? Who's earned themselves extra laps next training session?
Well, well. It's the victim's locker.
Oh, well, she can.
Streamline. See? Her name's right there.
Well,
Now that means we should...
Yeah, let's check inside the locker.
that means
Yes.
we should give a dead pony more
Let's.
laps. Well, actually, did they confirm that she was
It's
dead?
Just a couple of juice boxes.
Grape flavor, apparently. All of them are the
Grape
same.
flavored juice sucks.
At least
Tastes like
Streamline's
medicine.
got good taste.
Why are they
Good
the
ta-
only thing
boy.
in here?
Dude, it's apple
Not
juice
as
or orange
identical
juice.
as they seem.
Or better, best
Look,
cran
different
peach.
sets
Oh.
of numbers. 1935145-4-0-4.
And 1935145-409. Shipment numbers, maybe.
I'd say so. Not an amazing find, at least on the surface. But the different shipment numbers, that feels like a detail I'd best keep in mind. Captain Spitfire, what can you tell us about these juice boxes?
Oh, those? Yeah, Streamline's always drinking them. Rainbow Dash too, now that I think about it. They're the only ones who do, really.
Really?
No, I took
No
Rainbow
pony
Dash as a
else?
grape flavored person.
Yeah, but I guess it makes sense it hasn't really caught on. I mean, grape flavored? Yuck! Might as well drink out of the toilets.
So
I'll
based.
try not to take that personally.
No,
When
shut
did
up,
they start
shut your mouth.
drinking?
Streamline always has some after every training session, but Rainbow Dash only recently started drinking it.
Odd, given how much Rainbow clearly dislikes Streamline. Why would she emulate her drinking habits? What about where the juice boxes
guess-
come from?
No way to get
Dunno.
closer to the enemy.
Somewhere off base. Rainbow would know. Or Streamline, I'd imagine.
I suppose I could ask either of them later, assuming there is a later. I'd like for Rainbow Dash's locker to be opened, if that's alright.
Normally, I'd say no, since every Wonderbolt has a right to their own privacy. But since you're defending her.
More juice.
More juice
A lot
boxes,
of it,
couple
actually.
ribbons, Darren Juice
Rainbow's
stickers.
really gotten hooked on this stuff, huh?
Wonderbolt's
Do you
poster.
see it though,
picture
Mr.
thing.
Wright?
See it?
Right there, on the bottom of the juice box on its back. Look at the numbers.
19351454009.
Isn't that the same number as one of
Hey,
the other
that's
ones?
the same shipment code as one of the juice boxes inside Streamline's locker, isn't it?
That it is. Let me check something, to be sure. The rest of the carton shares the same shipment code. Interesting.
Okay. So the juice boxes from, at least one of the juice boxes from Streamline's locker probably came from Rainbow Dash, or at least Rainbow Dash's locker.
I'd say that clears up one thing we've encountered so far.
I know that face. What have you figured out, Sonata?
This!
Damn, I was hoping to hear more of the music. That was kind of a catchy jam.
It's hardly a revelation, but since 2 juice boxes between these 2 lockers share the same shipment code, we can say that they probably belong to Rainbow Dash. But why? If they belong to Rainbow, what are they doing in the other locker?
It's weird, I'll give you that.
Definitely something to take note of.
You guys done?
We are, yes. A lot sooner than I would have liked, to be perfectly honest.
I said you wouldn't find much.
Let's hope the barracks are a different story.
He's got a teddy bear.
Pretty cramped, don't you think?
We prefer the term cozy, actually.
Or sardines, maybe.
Well,
I
can
take
tell
it
that's
that's
Rainbow
Ms. Dash's bed then? Right there?
Ugh, how many times have I told her to lose the personal sheets? Anyway, I doubt you'll find anything that'll help you. We're pretty strict, and the barracks are no exception.
Given how we just found something that surprised you, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, well, technically, the sheets aren't contraband or anything.
Note to self, do not poke the bugbear.
What about Streamline's bed? Where's that?
It's right here.
Oh, of course it's the one with the teddy bear.
Nothing.
Told ya. I've been cracking down on the reservists for ages now. Surprise inspections, looking around when they aren't here, stuff like that.
Ah,
What is it?
the empty bed next to Rainbow's. Look! Doesn't this section here seem odd?
It definitely looks a little uneven.
Just wear and tear. The reservists don't mind. They'd sleep on the floor after what we put them through.
Wear and tear? I'm not so sure about that. There you have it. Not exactly what comes to mind when you think wear and tear, does it?
How do you even see something like that?
I have an eye for detail, especially odd details that most ponies would miss. It's certainly compact, and it doesn't strike me as an ordinary rip either. I wonder, could it have been used to store something?
I just stuff it in the mattress.
Captain Spitfire, I couldn't help but notice your reaction to us finding this tear. Or rather, lack thereof. You seemed more surprised by my keen eyesight than anything else.
Well, this isn't the first time something like this has happened, you see.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty common. Not now, obviously, but back in the day. New recruits would hide contraband inside their beds. They figured it'd be the only place the higher-ups wouldn't look. I, did it myself once, when I was a recruit. Hid some chocolate in the bed underneath the pillow. It went about as well as you'd expect. I woke up with the underside of my pillow covered in it.
You'd think you'd be smart enough to put it somewhere out of the way at the very least.
Anyway, that's why if a reservist wanted to hide anything, they'd probably put it in the bed itself.
I see. I wonder who made this makeshift hiding place, though.
Well, The bed is next to Rainbow's too, after all.
You better not be saying what I think you're saying.
Mr. Wright, where is this coming from? You're not seriously suggesting...
It's not a baseless suggestion, Sonata. Back in the detention center, after you finished grilling Rainbow, she said something, and it made Cyclops appear around her.
I'm not quite sure what that means, but I'll trust that it's probably significant.
Oh, right. Sorry. I mean, I could tell that Rainbow was hiding something from you, basically. It was when she was talking about why she was arrested. Right when she said, just a case of me being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
All right. But why are you bringing it up?
Well, I was just thinking. Her arrest. Maybe it has something to do with this tear in some way.
I'm not sure, but thank you, Mr. Wright. I'll keep this in mind.
I swear, you defense attorneys hone in on the smallest of things.
It
Small
comes
things
with the
can
job.
be-
Can
be
we check out
important.
Rainbow's bed too?
Go right ahead.
Nothing. As with Streamlines, the only real thing of note is the empty bed and that tear. But we don't know who made it.
It could be unrelated, but I have a feeling that'd be too good to be true.
Regardless, I think we're about done here. Captain Spitfire,
Yeah?
while we didn't exactly find a lot of evidence, our investigation certainly shows there is more to the Wonderbolt Academy than meets the eye. But I'd like to know what exactly happened to Streamline. We know very little about the actual incident itself.
I figured I'd wait for you to finish. Here, I have a copy of the incident report. Let me explain, though. The reservists were all taking part in a mandatory training session. Nothing out of the ordinary. Then all of a sudden, Streamline just collapses! Out of nowhere!
She passed out?
Not immediately.
Then what?
Well, on-site medical personnel rushed over to her. That's when they noticed. Sorry, I just want to get this right. Yeah, they said Streamline presented with multiple symptoms. These were extreme levels of perspiration, a dangerously high heart rate, lightheadedness followed by vomiting, and an overwhelming impression of anxiety. These symptoms only began to stop once Streamline fully lost consciousness.
That's a lot going on all at once.
Yeah.
So that's the
rough.
suspected poisoning then.
Yeah. Here, you might as well hold on to this.
What's this? It says Streamline was apparently murmuring something right before she passed out. Streamline was heard weakly repeating the words, "Stay, so sorry," up until the point of losing consciousness.
No idea. Your guess is as good as mine. You want to know what I think, though? I think that Streamline was hallucinating.
Hallucinating?
Yeah. Sounds like she thought some pony was attacking her or something.
That's quite the severe reaction. What happened after Streamline passed
Scary,
out?
yes, but
The medical staff immediately had her transported to Cloudsdale General Hospital. It was pretty rough, rushing her out like that. She's still there now, under the Royal Guard surveillance. Hopefully she bounces back from this.
so she's like in a
Bounce
coma or
back
something?
from poisoning?
Well, the hospital said they ran a tox report, but it came back negative. So they don't know what caused this, really. It might be something less serious than what every pony thinks.
Negative? But Rainbow was so certain they accused her of poisoning Streamline.
Really? Well, maybe this was all just a big misunderstanding.
All it really means is that they can't tell what caused Streamline's collapse. Nothing else at this stage.
Yeah, there are some poisons that are like colorless,
Before I
odorless,
forget,
and super
Did
hard.
anything
and
else
I mean
of
super
note
hard to
happen at
detect.
the Academy recently? It can be anything.
Anything?
Yes. It doesn't matter if it seems unrelated. I'd like to know.
Well, there was something else that happened. Something I was gonna get to before you arrived. No idea how it all happened, but I've only just started investigating. You wanna come with?
Yes, please.
Lead the way.
Holy moly.
What the?
What happened here?
The landing strip is where we practice our takeoffs and landings. It's also part of our obstacle course training.
Pardon me, but has it been used lately?
Yeah, it looks like a tornado tore through here.
How on Equestria did you know?
Oh.
Wait, seriously? Like an actual tornado?
I can't exactly make up something like that, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, but it's just a turn of phrase.
Captain Spitfire, I think you'd better explain what happened.
Right. Well, it wasn't a freak accident, I can tell you that. The tornado appeared during a standard tour of the Wonderbolt Academy.
Hold on. You give tours? I thought this was a military installation.
For the most part, yeah. But we still offer tours in special circumstances, such as for applicants and their families. On occasion, we offer them as a reward for, say, a competition, as in yesterday's tour.
I still can't get over the fact that a tornado actually appeared.
In the sky, no less.
Not really a surprise.
I mean, that's
We
happened
make them
before
all
in
the
the show.
time. Absolutely. Always in accordance with the proper procedures. Rainwater doesn't make itself, you know.
I'm not a Pegasus, so forgive my ignorance. But how exactly would you make a tornado?
It would depend on what size of a tornado you want to make. In theory, if your wing power is strong enough, you could generate one all by yourself. It wouldn't last very long, though, and you wouldn't have a lot of control over it. That's why Pegasi usually work in teams to create them.
This tornado, how big was it?
From what I understand, it was large. Large enough to completely wreck the landing strip.
So it couldn't have been made by one pony then?
I didn't say that, Mr. Wright.
Huh? But something that large.
It'd be difficult to make, yeah. But you have to remember where we are. Wonderbolt Academy. We have some of the best flyers in all of Equestria.
Yeah.
Any one of them could have the wing power to generate a tornado on their own.
That does make an
Yeah, I
alarming
can-
amount of sense.
Yeah, like her or
But
the
are you sure
Rainbow
it
Dash
couldn't
or
have been some
Spitfire
pony
or-
who
or,
wandered onto Academy grounds?
Fleetwood or Soren.
It's possible. But honestly, not as likely as some hotshot trainee thinking it's a good idea.
That's happened before?
More than I'd like to admit. Some trainees think that showboating their talents gets them a first-class ticket into the Wonderbolts.
Lightning dust.
Nothing could be further from the truth, of course. And it's not always the tornado. Sometimes these hotheads will throw in thunderclouds, lightning jars, and cloud-generating equipment into the mix. Once, we had a nasty incident where a cadet thought she'd do everything she could to get ahead of the competition, including sabotaging the flight routine for the other recruits, putting herself ahead while endangering several spectators. I can tell you right off the bat, we don't tolerate that kind of behavior here.
What ends up happening to recruits who behave like that?
Nothing I can say in front of a pair of legal advocates.
Oh.
That's one line of questioning I'm happy to let slide. I'm surprised nothing's been cleaned up by now. When did all of this happen?
Funny you should ask. It happened on the same day of Streamline's collapse. Before you two arrived, I was nursing a couple suspicions of my own regarding this whole incident.
What are these suspicions?
We hadn't scheduled any obstacle course exercises while the tour was going on. Last thing I needed was someone crashing into civilians. So because of that, my best guess is that this was a prank.
I'm sorry. This might have been a prank?
It's just a prank,
Any of the recruits could have wanted to spook the ponies on that tour group. Then they'd swoop in and save them. It's typical glory hog behavior.
I know competition can really bring out the worst in ponies, but that's just...
That's going too far.
Yeah.
There's a difference between pushing yourself as hard as you can and being reckless. And if being reckless ends up hurting some pony, then you're no Wonderbolt at that point.
Captain, who was hurt?
One of ours. A Wonderbolt named Fleetfoot.
Oh, damn.
Another was a filly in the tour group. Kid named Sky High. I had the first responders write up a report. Here's a copy. When I find the pony who did this...
Spitfire, this can't just be a coincidence. Something that catastrophic happening on the same day as Streamline's collapse?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, there's no way
You
these
were?
could have to be separate
Why?
incidents.
Look, as a captain, you notice things. You can make connections between two flyers and see how together they'd probably make an awesome team. It carries over to when two events occur at the same time. You notice the connection. You can't fail to notice it. So I agree. This is far from just a coincidence. I can't imagine this much going wrong on the same day without some sort of link.
Yeah.
Did the police find anything to support that?
Nope. Which just makes me even more frustrated. But that's why I wanted to bring you
Yeah, it's
two
weird.
over here.
Sorry. But it is weird though. Like these do really feel like separate incidents, but like with them happening so close to each other, with Streamline collapsing and this tornado happening, it's just like it's just like there has to be something there. Like these, it's too much of a coincidence for these things to happen at the same time that it can't be separated from each other. Like there has to be some sort of link between these two events. There just has to be.
You wanted to bring us here?
Hey, I read the papers. I heard what that detective Private Eye did. He sounds like a decent guy, so for him to go that far, I mean, look at it this way. I'm the captain of the Wonderbolts, but I also represent the Wonderbolts. If I act on my own, there's gonna be fallout for all of us. Same with Private Eye. Maybe he thought he was doing the right thing, but it's made trusting the police difficult.
And since we're not the police, since we're not ponies of authority,
You guys are my best chance of reliably figuring something out. And sometimes medals, titles, positions, and conflicting personal motives get in the way of that.
on that we can at least agree. After the amount of evidence tampering I saw, I'd be hesitant to let any pony in authority near a crime scene.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Captain Spitfire. You can trust us.
I guess one thing you could do in an event like that, and I don't know for sure if you can do this, but like get a private investigator. I don't think they have the authority to make arrests. They're supposed to like look over what the police saw and then like make different conclusions, or at least try validate or confirm what the police think. But I feel like at that point, getting a private investigator would be the best way to go.
What really happened that day?
I better be able
granted,
to.
Granted, when you're playing the Phoenix Wright games, like, even though you are an attorney, you do investigating too. So I guess they are in some ways attorneys / PIs.
Hey, ticket back to Ponyville, you get me?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Anyway, you two take a look around. Keep watch from the air. If any pony tries to interrupt, I'll steer them clear.
Did anything seem off there?
You mean beyond the glare I was getting the whole time?
I'm serious. Did she say anything blatantly false or untrue? Did your magic stone detect anything?
I'm not a lie detector, Sonata, and neither is my Makatama. We can still be tricked.
Sorry. I wasn't trying to imply anything.
To be honest, I'm more curious about what you think of her.
Huh? Me?
Your special talent is getting a good read on ponies, right? Does she seem like some pony we can trust? I'm sure we can go off that just fine.
My talent doesn't really work like that. I'm not beyond being deceived either.
Alright, I'll grant you that. But I saw you back in Spitfire's office. You knew what could really reach her. You knew she wouldn't sit back while Rainbow was in trouble. Give yourself some credit, Sonata. When you sense you need to do something, you do it.
I'm glad to see you haven't lost your touch for speeches. Then, I think Captain Spitfire is some pony we can trust. She cares about the ponies under her watch.
That's the impression I got too. Feels nice being on the same page, huh? You want to write that down in your notebook?
If that was a joke, don't quit your day job, Mr. Wright.
I thought it was funny.
Now, let's see what we can find here.
You're the boss.
If only I had the same optimism you do, Phoenix. But each step we take reminds me that we're running out of time. The way Spitfire was acting earlier in her office, I can't help but feel we're digging into something deeper. I just hope we're not digging ourselves into a pit with no escape.
Equity?
It's not often you ask a favor of me. Why is that?
Two main reasons. One,
Oh, follow
you
again.
know that
We're in
I
fast
won't mix
perspective.
business with pleasure.
Yet you insist on deriving satisfaction from your work?
Of course I insist. If I were not satisfied with it, I could not do it day in and day out. But two, I know that the few I ask of you, you tend to grant, or at least consider. The latter is what I'm hoping from you, incidentally, for I have several I must ask.
That is not what your letter said when you were setting up this social call, and on such short notice, I might add.
You know me. Spontaneity is the spice of life, and I am, if nothing else, a master chef.
Very well, Detective. Let's hear these favors of yours.
The first is this. A mutual associate wrote to me, hoping I could speak to you on his behalf. It seems he's been trying to get in touch with you all week, yet you haven't answered any of his messages.
This mutual associate. You're aware of what he's done?
I am.
Then both you and he know exactly why I've chosen to ignore him.
Believe me, no pony is more disappointed in him than I.
It's
That
not
said,
overall concept,
his
is
letter
it?
struck a chord with me. He genuinely wants to do right by his friend. I can understand.
It has to be overall concept.
That
Overall
trial was
concept
concluded,
must
Detective.
not be dead.
I would have nothing to do with issues of custody.
Custody.
I thought you'd say something like that, which is why, before I came here, I wrote back saying not to expect a reply.
Then why did you bother to ask?
The nature of that case. What Turning Page did and how things turned out. Well, I thought it might resonate. Now then, to my second request. A certain Miss Trucy Wright would like to be the co-counsel of Mr. Apollo Justice for the upcoming Manhattan trial.
Ms. Trucy Wright. Phoenix Wright's daughter, yes?
The very same.
Surely you can see the absurdity of such a request. It's more sensible to ask a dragon to perform slam poetry in a coffee shop.
You know, what's his face? Smolder, I think his name was. Wasn't he doing slam poetry?
Stranger things have happened.
She is but a child.
How old
And
is Trucy
I have
anyway?
received no request from Twilight Sparkle to provide a badge to this young girl. The impudence is astonishing.
Well, as you say, she is a child. Would you hold a caterpillar accountable for not yet knowing how to fly?
You know I
Proverbs.
cannot grant this request. We have certain procedures for a reason, and I think it's reasonable of me to want them respected. But, if you would, instruct Ms. Wright that she'll need to send an official letter of request my way.
I shall be sure to do so, then.
One more favor left, I take it?
Is that an autopsy report?
This is a rather extraordinary favor, even for you. And I mean that in every sense
is
of the
that?
word. You're aware of its confidentiality?
But of course.
And you are aware that, as a member of the High Council, you don't need my permission to view it. You can access it as much as you'd like.
The thought had indeed crossed my mind.
Then tell me, why do you ask?
I must be honest. I do not ask this for my sake, but on Mr. Justice's behalf. The information in that file could help him investigate Mr. Overall Concept's murder.
The case is foolproof. Even if that buffoon, Prince Blueblood, were to prosecute, Ms. Rarity's conviction is almost guaranteed.
So it would seem.
Then answer me this. Why should I give the defense this information at all? Why should I tip the scales in their favor, or in any side's favor, after all? That is not the job of the lawkeeper, Detective. It never has been.
Is that so? Or have you forgotten, while you've stood here in your lonely, austere office, your predecessor, your mentor. I'm not asking you to tip the scale in anyone's favor, except, I suppose, in favor of fairness itself. Giving that information to Mr. Justice will even the playing field. It will equalize power. Our differences and experiences aside, I'm sure we can both agree that it is also a duty of the lawkeeper.
Very well.
Thank you.
While we are on the subject of harsh truths, you should know. You were summoned as a key witness in the Wonderbolt Academy trial in Cloudsdale. So, I imagine you won't be able to deliver this file until afterwards.
What? Oh, fiddle-hooves and horse apples. The bureaucrats and their penchant for bad timing.
You needn't fret. I doubt you'll be there long. The prosecution is quite resolved, it seems.
Fine then. I shall make my way to the courtroom post-haste.
I could never forget him.
Nor I. History makes that hard for us. The world loves a fallen hero more than a vanquished villain, after all.
History can say what it wants, but rarely does it remember anything correctly. No matter what it thinks of him, I'll always remember who he truly was. Always!
I know you will, Equity.
Who is Equity's
Now
mentor?
then, I must be off. Please excuse me.
Please tell me we see who
Of
the mentor
course.
was.
Take care, Philo.
Is that a stamp? Looks like a stamp. To Equity from Lawmaker, Lawkeeper, D something. A something? It starts with an A.
Is there enough time to bring us all together? Or is there something else out there, forcing the clock to reset?
Alright, so. Very solid episode. Very solid episode. As per usual, everyone did a great job. One gripe I have is like that one investigator, the one with the blonde hair and the blue eyes. His voice actor, he did a great job. Don't get me wrong, but I felt like there were times he was like just a little too close to the mic, and you can hear the pops. That was really my only gripe that I had with the episode. That, and also we still don't really have a lead up or build up for why Sonata and Phoenix Wright are wrapped up in Rainbow Dash's case. I feel like we were just tossed into it last time, and we don't have an answer as to why we were tossed into this situation. I thought we were just going to be like, sure, we have Sonata and Apollo that we were focusing on, sure, but we were just like all of a sudden just given this other case, like boom. But it seems like we are learning more about each little thing, and everything's looks like it's coming out pretty darn well. Where am I going with this? Anyway, second. I just want to see.
So we'll forgive and
But yeah, anyway. All these videos we have freaking Philip DeFranco. That's funny. Let's just jump right into it. But anyway. Again, like, this was a overall great episode. But again, like, I still feel like we don't have an explanation as to why we were tossed into this other case. At the end of the last case, we saw Rarity get hauled away, and we're going back to overall concepts case. The fact that we we're now tossed into the separate case without I shouldn't say without rhyme or reason, but all of a sudden, and we still have yet to get an explanation as to why that is. I was hoping I would get some sort of explanation. I mean, I'm not saying I'm against having this extra case. This is, I think, a cool idea, having an A plot and a B plot here. I'm not against that at all. However, just tossing us in there as the viewers after we've been on this ride of overall concepts cake, then turning overall concepts case, then turning pages case, and then now going back to overall concepts case because Rarity is suspected to be the one to murder. And then all of a sudden, oh hey, by the way, Rainbow Dash is also guilty of something too here. She's back in the slammer. She's like, whoa, what happened? And we didn't get an explanation yet. It's weird. It's a little odd. But hopefully we get some sort of clarity or answers regarding that soon. And again, hey, no disrespect to that Philo's voice actor. He sounds like he's doing a really good job. Just there was just a few times where, again, he was just a little too close to the mic, and you can kind of hear the you can really hear the pops of the microphone almost. But yeah, overall concept. But overall, though, I'm pretty satisfied with this episode. Everyone did a great job in terms of voice acting. It moved the story along. I just want to be sure though, was that what I think it was? Was charismatic Smeratic? Was that what I think it was? Didn't look as dirty as what I thought it was, but it looked well kept, but still. And why the heck was a member of the High Council and Blue Blood there? There's still a couple questions. But yeah, it was a great job overall. I won't complain too much, especially because it's a little past 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm tired. Well, guys, hey, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Ace Attorney Elements of Justice channel. Links to the video and their channel will be in the description down below. Give them lots of love. So much respect for everybody who's working on this. This project's been going on for since 2018, I think, is when their first episode launched. 2019, and they're still going at it years later. It is awesome and incredible that everyone's still sticking around for this project. I love that. I really do. I know there's been, I remember I auditioned for the second case. Didn't get a part, but I'm not gonna complain about it. And I would have loved to be part of the third case, this case rather. However, it's just I do enjoy doing these reaction videos to Elements of Justice, and and sure, it would be kind of cool to have a peek inside, be how everything works. But at the same time, it's I kind of like experiencing the magic with my fellow viewers. I feel there's something magical about that to me. I'm dragging out my outro a bit. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Once more, please subscribe to the Ace Attorney Elements of Justice channel. Be sure to give the original video a like and a comment. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And that's really it, guys. thank you so much for watching my face. Take care of each other, love each other, and I'll see you next video.